Hello, hope you're all well. This week has been an absolute whirlwind of a week. It has been non-stop. From the start of the week I've been trying to organise all my students ready to go back to teaching in schools. It's a lot different now because obviously the students, especially the first week back, a lot of students had a staggered return. They've got to have COVID testing twice a week. I've had to have COVID testing at one of the schools that I teach at. Even though I've had the first vaccine now. With regards to teaching, I'll just update you on that. My teaching is going amazing. I've got a few new students that I'm really excited about. Everything's going great. I'm starting to teach in person again, with the screens up of course, with everything in place. But I'm allowed to teach in person again now as long as the students are working towards an exam or assessment. So that's going to make a big difference to me. It's really exciting that that's happening. The online lessons were great, but not everyone could do that. So my diary's going to be a lot more full now. I'm going to be a lot busier, hopefully. Gig inquiries are coming back in. Diary's starting to fill up slowly with gig dates, which is amazing for me, playing wise, and for this channel as well, being able to actually do other things than just being in this room. Recording wise, oh my god, everything's going amazing. Recording wise, I've been working with a new artist this week, just started a couple of days ago, and I think we're there already. I had a phone call with him late last night, sent him the mix, showing him the equipment that I was using just to make sure he liked it, and he seemed to really like it. So I'm going to come in today. There's just a couple of structural things that need changing, so I'm going to do one more take this morning, or a couple of takes this morning, get that sent to him, and then that'll be done. That'll be amazing. I've got another NMTO recording to do now, Northern Musical Theatre Orchestra. They're doing their Connected series, which is like a whole series of online performances. So I've got another one of those to do. This is with a much bigger band this time, I think. To make sure my timing's good on this one. Can't just blag it like previous. So yeah, that's another good thing, and actually that'll work really well because the setup I can use for this artist recording is the same one that I can use for NMTO, so that's really nice and easy. I've been really busy getting better at recording. I've been doing so much mixing this week. My ears are hurting with so much headphone use. I've got my new overheads, they're working brilliantly. I can't believe how different my setup is now to how it was. When I listen to all my old stuff, it's so boxy, and yeah, I'm definitely getting better, which is really nice. It's what I wanted to do. I've gone through a whole couple of books now. I've been reading like a drum recording handbook and things like that, just getting little tips and little bits of information. I definitely need some monitors though. That's got to be next on the list, because these, I've got some Alesis M1 actives, they are not cutting the mustard anymore. I'm doing most of my mixing on headphones, my trusty AKG K701s that I love. I absolutely adore them headphones, they're amazing. But yeah, I definitely need some monitors in here just to make my mixing definitely better. I spoke to my mate about that last night. He said it'll still be the same but louder. Which is hilarious. But yeah, I've got a lot more channels now. I can use hi-hat. I've got a microphone on my hi-hat. I've got the 2-room mics that I'm setting up, and it's a lengthy process, you know, setting up the positioning, making sure that it sounds good, changing everything around, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Mic in the bottom of the snare drum now, which I never did before, so it's a lot of experimentation happening now. I've got more channels. I'm really digging in deep with these new interfaces and loving recording at the minute. It's so much fun. It's hilarious, isn't it, how these things happen. Like my Skype lessons, I've finally got these new interfaces, so my online lessons I could get it all perfect, where the whole drum kit, all parts of the drum kit is coming through Skype with the microphone. The sound quality is amazing. I hooked up my GoPro, bought a new lead for it, got the overhead camera and the side camera for my online lessons. Absolutely amazing. And then within 2 weeks I'm going back into schools. Within 2 weeks I'm back into schools, and now I know what's going to happen. I'm going to get into all this recording, I'm going to love it, I'm going to enjoy the process, and then my gigging diary is just going to pick up so much that I'm not going to have enough time to do it. There's just not enough time to do everything you want to do, is there? frustrating, but it's a good position to be in, I suppose. And this recording work's kept me going. I'm loving it. I really wish I had all this equipment at the start though. That would have been amazing, because the other projects that I've worked on, I feel a bit bad now because the amount I've come on since the start of the first lockdown when I started getting recording work is insane how much better I am now. And I'm still really not very good. I'm still only a beginner, but I mean, everyone seemed happy at the time, so I can't complain, but I definitely see myself getting a lot better, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Right, I better get going. Got to get some of this recording work done. Have a look at this absolute beauty. This bad boy is a Slingerland June Krupa signature from the 1960s. I never get to gig with it because it doesn't stay in tune long enough, but for recording this thing is amazing. The rims on it are out of this world. It's an absolute joy to play. I love getting it out when I can play it, and today the two things I needed recorded called for it, and I'm more than happy to use it. A beauty. And then the only other thing I've changed really is the cymbal, the old school Paiste 404, the go-to recording cymbal. Again, can't really gig with this because I think I'd break it, but for recording purposes it sounds amazing. You'll hear it because I recorded the two things that I did today. I videoed it as well, so you'll be able to hear this beautiful setup. Everything else is pretty standard what I use on this drum set, but they're the only two things I use mostly. The old trusty 13-inch KZ combo that can't go wrong. Microphone on the hi-hat now, that's how we're getting. Got my room mic set up. My new little light, that's rubbish, that's the worst 35 quid I've ever spent. Absolute waste of time. I don't even know why I'm bothering. Compare it to that, look at the difference. I think that's just for like makeup tutorials or something, which I'm not doing, but whatever. Got it there, and so I'm going to use it. Yeah, overheads. Ignore that cymbal stand, that had my spiral trash on. Cracking morning, been amazing. chart on this one's a little bit more intense. Now this is a well written chart. This is an absolute beauty. Let me just show you some of the parts. So you've got all the hits, tells you exactly when the clicks are coming in and everything. Oh, I don't know if they wanted the name on there, sorry. All the different sections, it's got all the hits that you need, and dynamic markings. It tells you everything that you need to do. All the hits, let the cymbal ring. Look at the dynamic markings. MP, tells you MP again. MF, crescendos galore. That bit got me a little cheeky look. Double F hit in the straight march, then to a P dynamic straight away, to a crescendo, to an MF. Lovely, really well written chart that. Pleasure to play. Beautiful.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
And this is what my Logic things are looking like now. I've got kick, snare, rack 1, rack 2, low tom, overhead left, overhead right, underneath the snare, second low tom, sub kick, left room, right room, hi-hats, and then the audio. So I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 channels out of 16 already, and I don't know what I'm doing.